Good morning, Comrade. Welcome to Canada, where we're not allowed to call you. Well, we're allowed to call you by name and nothing else.
We have to refer to you as they, don't we?
Well, Comrade would work. Actually, I think it was rather funny that somebody on the CBC said this. Is that okay? Justin Trudeau has come down with another dictate stating that federal employees cannot use Mr. or Mrs., father, or mother because we don't want to exclude people that don't identify as either or something else. And yeah,
It's getting ridiculous.
it is getting really ridiculous. Trudeau has also passed an amendment to the to whatever. It's Bill C-16, and it basically states that you cannot discriminate against somebody based upon their gender or gender expression, which actually is considered a hate crime now. You can actually be, you may not necessarily be dragged to a court of law. You might actually be dragged to the Human Rights Tribunal, which is actually way worse because they don't need to try you with evidence. They just need to try you with feelings. At least in the court of law, they have to prove something. And with human rights tribunals, it's just a matter of like, oh, I feel hurt. Oh, guilty.
Let me just go back here to our previous videos, and I'm just going to insert a copy of myself right here again, saying exactly the same thing. Well, this phrase here alone: "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." I was told that as a child.
I don't think we tell kids nowadays. It's honestly the I'm offended has power and weight to it, and it's just
Since
like
when? Yeah, since when did your feelings have more weight than anything else now? So you call me a name, okay? I'm hurt. You must pay. Why? Because your feelings got hurt? Because I used a word?
Mm-hmm.
The word "the" hurts my feelings now. I'm just gonna walk around. Every word that somebody says, you offended me.
Mm-hmm.
You offended me. You have to listen to me now. I need my safe space. You called me a mister? Well, you called me sir? You're insinuating that I'm old. That hurts my feelings.
feeling. We only have one.
Like, no, we don't have. We only have two genders, right? Oh wait, no, we have like 14 genders now. So why can't we have
42 according to the state of New York?
Oh god, I can't do this.
You didn't hear that? Oh my gosh! Yeah, okay. I hear way different things than you do. Yeah. The state of New York has recognized that there are 42 different genders. There are two. You are male or female. If you are confused, then you're still confused, but you still identify as either male or female.
You have a dick or a vagina. You're still male or female. It doesn't matter. You can feel however you want to feel, but you're still one of the genders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, you can feel whatever you want. Doesn't mean I have to recognize you. Doesn't mean I have to do anything. Okay? Like,
Yeah,
back the fuck up.
Because you're offended. I never understood it. It's like, I'm offended.
Well, I'm sorry that your feelings got... Yeah, I'm offended. And your point being what?
Yeah. Unless I call for your head on a platter or your testicles in a plate.
Did I hurt you? Did I physically hurt you?
No.
No. Did I steal anything of yours? No. Did I vandalize any of your property? No. Okay.
Did I get somebody... Yeah. Did I say, oh, we should hurt this guy? No. Because when you actually advocate for violence against somebody, that is a criminal offense here in Canada. And I agree. You know, if you're advocating for violence against somebody or a particular group, you should be charged with something. But if I make a bad joke, or if I call you Mr. and you're a Miss, I'm sorry.
I did that once. I was making a delivery to somebody, and it was a female, and And I went, "Oh, have a good day, sir." And I kind of like, it just kind of came out of my mouth because I was always
Automatic.
It was just, and I kind of went, like I walked away and I went, "Oops."
Yeah, but
Whoops.
she didn't.
No, she didn't say anything.
Yeah, it
Like,
was just like.
but she probably kind of went, "Huh?"
You probably. And
That person
that's
just
the
called
thing.
me as sir. Do I look like a dude? Probably went home to her husband or something. Do I look like a dude? So if you're watching this, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that.
And that's the thing is like, in certain circles, if you have a person that you know that is different, do you treat them different? Well, you might actually tease them because you're part of a group. But do you treat them different?
Friends, yeah.
Yeah. Do you treat them different? No, because you're treating them like you would like any other friend. Now you're saying that I have to treat you with kid gloves or a pair of tongs, and it's just like, well, what do you expect? You know, I don't get it. Okay, I get the concept that you might be confused or lost or something, or you don't want to be. Some kids have two moms. Okay, well, you don't need to say parent. Can I speak to your mother? Which one?
Either one of them is fine.
Yeah. At that point in time, it's like either one.
Yeah.
Done. If you know that it's a same-sex parent couple, you go, can I speak to one of your parents? Done. If you need to speak to somebody specific, you need to know their name, right? And honestly, I've never actually met anybody that has ever been offended by being mislabeled.
Mr., Mrs., parent,
No,
father,
actually,
mother.
ma'am. Ma'am is the one that bothers most women.
Man. Just stop.
No,
Everybody
but
just needs to stop.
ma'am just has to do with insinuating age, right?
It's like sir for a man, right? Really? Because
Yeah, but
sir
okay,
insinuates age.
you could be a sir and still be a child. A sir.
But
is,
when you hear somebody say sir, like I don't call a teenager a sir.
No.
Like, well, sometimes I do. I don't really know how I talk. I just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really, like I don't sit there.
Etiquette, politeness.
Yeah.
Referring to somebody as sir is a form of etiquette, not necessarily. At least in my point of view, when I call somebody sir,
I just say man. I say man a lot. Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Dude.
Man.
Dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. And it's like it's not meant as like to say, hey, man, you're a man. It's just thanks.
I shouldn't have to exchange a 150-page report on how we are supposed to say hi to each other without offending. It's like
somebody.
I say hi. If I call you by the wrong thing,
I'm sorry. If you get
move on.
yeah, if you get
and
offended,
just say my name is, and they're like, okay.
If you get offended by somebody talking to you and saying hi, I think there's something wrong with you. I really think that if you're like in an interaction like at like Service Canada and they call you Mr. because you look like a man and you get offended because they don't know that you're not a man, you're a woman.
Actually, this was over the phone. They're talking specifically. They're saying that when on the phone, you should not say Mr. or Mrs. You should say parent instead of father, mother, and the parent thing. Well, unless you get into that point of which father, whichever one is home at that point in time.
It's too much when our government is taking time out of their day to talk about stuff like this when there's other issues like I don't know. Billions of dollars of debt.
The pipelines that need to be built so we can actually pay off these billions of dollars worth of debt.
When they're talking about how to address another human being, that's pathetic.
Well, when the government is stating this is the way you should address other people, that's when the problems start to happen. Because language, as soon as you force it upon somebody, that's when you have problems. Language should naturally evolve. I'm pretty sure that we do not speak the same way that we used to 30 years ago, let alone 50. So it's one of those things that has to come with time, with progression. I'm sure in like 50 years, there'll be a much, much bigger portion of the population that might not necessarily count as he's and she's, and might have to be called something different, but
What else is there, though?
you're not a... There are trans people.
Well, yeah.
But
you're still
a trans person wants to be identified as either a he or a she.
Yeah.
But if they want to say, oh, we're there or zer, and it's like, well, sorry.
Oh my god, I could see the world in 50 years. Oh gosh. It's painful to think about. It's really painful to think about where we're headed and what we're doing and what, like...
Yeah.
The world is being run by feelings instead of knowledge and logic. It seems like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't... I've always said this, when you're emotionally invested in something, you can't logically come to an appropriate decision. You have to be able to, unfortunately, you have to be able to remove emotion from any decision that's going to affect a large group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like when I bet. When I bet sports, I don't bet on sports that I have an emotional investment into. Because normally, I lose that way because I bet with my heart instead of my brain.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And you can't make decisions with your heart because, unfortunately, your heart doesn't, 90% of the time, doesn't make the right decisions. Whereas your brain, maybe the same, but when you have a lot of brains together of smart people and they use logic and reason, tends to come out on the right side. And this, does it sound logical? Okay, fine. You want people at Service Canada to start using different words to talk to people. Okay. But did you have to take a whole day to fucking come up with this, or however long it took them in their little meetings to talk about this? Send a fucking memo out, type it up. Hey, we want to make sure that we're not offending people.
Don't make it against the law.
Yeah, don't tell me not to do it.
Just send a note out to your staff saying, when you can, try to use a person's name when talking to them. Try not to
just wear name tags, so we don't have to worry about that stuff. Bill, Ted, Fred, Joe. Let's just all wear name tags. Everything you have to wear a name tag everywhere. So you can call people by their names and not worry about offending somebody because you called them a him, a her, a it, a they, an r, a cat, a dog, a fish.
The only thing you have to worry about is butchering the name.
Yeah.
Especially if they happen to have For us, it's non-English names, obviously. Punjabi names can be quite a mouthful. And,
Suckman There's a person in my kid's class named Suckman.
Oh.
Yeah, really? I'm like... what? Yeah. Wow. I'm sure it has some, cultural significance, but I'm like, okay, hey, whatever, People might think my name is odd. Barry. It's not a very common name.
No, you're named after a fruit.
That's right, strawberry.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's becoming too much when our government is getting involved into language and feelings and stuff like that. Feelings cannot be used to dictate laws. They can't. It doesn't make any sense because feelings are subjective.
Yes.
And you cannot...
because you're offended doesn't mean that I am.
You can't regulate subjectivity. You can't. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. And if you think you can, you're dumb. I'm not going to say it any other way. You're dumb if you think you can regulate subjectivity. You can't.
No. It is, yeah.
Come on, pull your friggin' head out of your ass. You're supposed to be our leaders. What are you doing?
Nothing. They're really doing nothing, and it's just again, we talked about it before, even just last week, the gender budget. There was 2 different budgets last week. One was talking about the economy, and one was talking about gender, and it's just well, guess which one is going to be higher on a person's priority list? The one that talks about economy, because everything takes a back seat if everybody's poor.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, or if just 5 people are rich and the rest are poor. This world is
that would pretty much everybody be poor, because the 5 people that are rich would segregate themselves from the rest of the world, and we
hard,
would only know that they exist because that's where all the light is, and we're all huddled around a fire.
Whatever.
So
It's just too much.
it is. So have a great day, comrade.
Yeah, comrade.